Have you ever spent years with someone only to discover that none of it was real? I met Andrew when I was 22. At that time, I was working as a bartender in a miserable no-name bar. He was an incredibly sociable person who effortlessly lifted the mood of everyone within 15 feet of him. He made a lonely Tuesday night shift pleasant, and after work we met for coffee and waffles at the nearest diner. The chemistry between us was incredible, and soon we started dating. Andrew became my rock, the person I could always rely on when a storm of chaos raged around me. He accepted my love for cheap horror movies, and I accepted his passion for nature after weeks of his persuasion. Andrew was the life of the party, and even though sometimes I wanted to stay home and watch slashers, he teased me for my love of cozy nights in and pulled me out to meet endless circles of friends. Bowling, laser tag, parties, or his favorite, night hikes through the forest behind the very bar where we first met. For me, it was a big step when I quit the bar 6 months after meeting Andrew. Thanks to his support, I started my own business in a niche I truly loved. The money wasn't great, but the work brought me joy. Even the worst days were better than those spent mopping vomit off the floor. At the 40th anniversary screening of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Andrew proposed to me during the Damn It Janet scene. His friends, who would quickly become mine as well, cheered for us and dragged us off to celebrate. Ever since I met him 2 years earlier, my life had felt like a personal paradise. I had a job I love, a new circle of friends, and the best man by my side. And hey, I found the perfect spot for a picnic and a hike, Andrew said as I pulled laundry out of the old dryer in his basement. I was hoping we'd stay home, Andy. Ever since I moved in with you, we've been running around nonstop, I replied, tired but not annoyed. After our engagement, I moved into a small 2-bedroom house. It was cozy, but there was always one more little thing to fix. Come on, Christy. He hugged me and kissed my neck. Wouldn't it be nice to spend 3 days in nature, just the two of us? Mim, I groaned, feeling his stubble against my neck. All right, that really would be nice. Even though we lived together, we had little time for ourselves. Friends constantly invited us to celebrations, wedding planning, or asked for help organizing things. So the thought of seclusion in nature seemed appealing. There's a nice spring with a few cozy spots off the trail. Andrew winked while packing our stuff. You rascal, I said, and playfully smacked him on the butt. He returned the gesture. The drive took 3 hours, and I fell asleep in the car. When we arrived, Andrew woke me up. Here we are. Miles of trails, real unity with nature. After that, it was like a dream. The absence of other people in the forest, my phone shattered against rocks and branches, strange water with a metallic taste, old bridges creaking underfoot, and then the scariest part. When I fell through a bridge, the last thing I saw was Andrew smiling, a sinister smile. Then, darkness. I came to from the pain, seeing a beastly creature with a deer's skull licking my bloody fingers. But instead of it, Andrew suddenly appeared, carefully bandaging my hand. And then he went to get help. I was left alone. The forest was dead, no sound at all, and suddenly I saw Andrew coming back. But it wasn't him. It was the creature, 8 feet tall, with twisted legs, a sack of flesh, horns, and a grin of broken teeth, trying to imitate a human. You mod me, very worried, the monster rasped, in the voice of my beloved. I ran, and when I encountered him again, I struck him on the head with an old metal trekking pole. His face crumbled into ash, speaking its last words, I love you. I fled, and once I made it out of the forest, I collapsed right in front of the bar where we had once met. People recognized me and were shocked. I had been gone for 10 years. That evening, when I met Andrew, in reality, I had simply closed the bar after work and walked into the forest as if under hypnosis. Cameras recorded a dark figure leading me into the thicket. The search went on for months. They only found my broken phone and a lost shoe. I was declared dead, but I survived, exhausted, weighing barely 30 kilos, covered in numerous scars and marks on my wrists and ankles, like traces from ropes. Andrew never existed. I repeat this to myself every day. But in my head, the memories are still alive, friends, happy moments, love, the engagement. They say my brain invented it all to protect me from the real hell. And yet, even knowing the truth, I miss him. I loved Andrew. He was my soulmate. And when I wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat from nightmares about that last hike, only one question torments me. What if I had stayed with him in the illusion? Would I ever have been able to escape? Or would I still be lost in the forest,